Yes, Congress has occasionally reduced tax rates, as President-elect Trump is urging, but even more infrequently, there is a tax reform act that completely overhauls the tax code.
The last major overhaul we had was in 1986. Before that, we had the code of 1954. Coincidentally, now we are 32 years later. If you were to take a year and a half or so to discuss and implement a new code, I think there will be a great effort. And to accomplish all the objectives that need to be done and that Mr. Trump stated would be done, and those would be tax simplification, tax fairness, lower rates, and in some parts using tax policy to derive certain results, the code is going to have to be overhauled. The code is thousands of pages long. I've spent 36 years working in this, and I don't know the whole code. I don't think anyone does. There are areas, in business-related areas, I've done a lot of work in, but there are other areas that are more esoteric. So I think it really does need to be simplified. People can't really plan multinational corporations, pick certain and choose certain tax opportunities and not evading taxes, but legal ways to avoid paying more taxes than you have to. And those things have an economic effect. And part of the reason they can do that is because there are a lot of smart people out there who read those words and can come up with different approaches.
The good news is that, like personal taxes, the federal corporate income tax is imposed on businesses at graduated rates. The bad news is that when you add in-state and local taxes, the U.S. corporate tax rates are out of line with the rest of the world.
As with everything else, there's a certain amount of hyperbole when you consider our whole tax system. But the fact of the matter is the United States has one of the highest tax rates corporately in the world. And what this does is, in a global economy, people are going to do what they did with states over the past 50 years or so. Different states can offer you different incentives, lower labor maybe, lower tax rates, more opportunities. Now that the world is a much smaller place, it's easier for a corporation to set up operations, or sometimes even their headquarters putatively, in other jurisdictions for a tax advantage. Legislation hasn't caught up with this. Everyone recognizes the problem. It's not just a problem in tax rates, although that is a major problem and it deprives the U.S. of significant tax dollars. However, we need to address not just the rate, but how our laws are administrative and how it works with the individual rate in order to make sure that we keep our business here